Let's take a look at problem 97A. We're going to deal with bonds issued at a premium. So on April 30th, 2029, Smoky Inc. issues a $10 million 10-year 7% bond. So we're promising to pay 7% interest annually or 3.5% interest every 6 months. The market rate of interest, yield to maturity, is 6%. Okay, so we're offering 7. They can get 6% from other similar companies, similar risk profile companies. Our bond is going to be attractive and they're going to bid the price up and this bond will fetch a premium. Because the market rate is lower than the bond rate, the bonds issue at a premium. The bond quote is 107.439. Remember, bond quotes are the percentage of what you asked for that you're getting. So we're getting 107% of what we asked for. We asked for $10 million. We're going to get 107.439% of that. So $10 million times 1.07439, that's 107.439%. We're getting, oops, I think I missed the 9, but it's 107.43900. I just didn't put the 9 in the calculator, but that's the number. Okay, so let's do that first journal entry then. It's April 30th, 2029, and we get paid 107.43900. Got to remember the 9. I screwed it up in the calculator. And in, I forget, was it 10 years? Yeah, 10 years, we've got to pay back $10 million. So what happened here? Well, the bond issued at a premium, $743,900 above what I asked for. And that represents a premium. Now, this is not like good news for me. Whoa, bonus, I got all this extra money. No, all that means is I got to pay a lot of extra interest expense, like interest payments, as time goes on. Now, what we said was when we get a discount, I get paid $900,000 for my $1 million bond. That extra $100,000 that I got to pay back, that is extra interest cost. This extra $743,000 I received, this is a reduction in our interest expense, as we will see as we work through our effective interest table. So let's start to fill in the effective interest table. Semi-annual interest period, these are the dates, and it's the issue date and then every 6 months later. Interest payment, blank percent of maturity value. This is what I promised to pay divided by 2. So I promised to pay 7% per year. Well, we put in 3.5% here because everything here is semi-annual, 3.5%. Interest expense, this is the market rate of interest, the yield to maturity, 3% in this case. So it's 6%, but again, divide by 2 for half a year. Discount amortization, no. We're a premium. This is premium amortization. Discount account balance, no, it's a premium account balance. And blank minus the discount, no, it's, or blank minus E discount, and no, it's blank plus E premium. And the blank here is the amount. I'm just going to say $10 million. It's the face value of the bond. It's the $10 million amount there. Okay, so the first period that we have to worry about is not even an interest period. It's the issuance, and that's on April 30th, 2029. And then we just go plus 6 months, October 31st, 2029. I notice our fiscal year is December 31st. We don't care about our fiscal year, and we just care 6 months later. So then it'll be April 30th, 2030, October 31st, 2030, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. But we'll stop there just because it only asks for the issuance and then the first 2 interest periods, right? Prepare a bond amortization schedule up. Discount or premium amortization schedule for the issuance and the first 2 interest periods. And this is the effective interest rate method. So, okay, the issuance. What happened? There's no payment on day 1. There's no interest expense on day 1. And there's no premium amortization on day 1. But we do have a premium balance on day 1, $743,900. And we do have bond carrying amount, $10 million plus $743,900, $743,900. Our interest payment, 3.5% of maturity value, 0.035 times $10 million is $350,000. Interest expense, 3% times the preceding bond carrying amount, 10,743. So 0.03 times 10, oops, not 7, 10,743,900. 322,317. B minus C. Now remember that with discount it was C minus B. Here it's B minus C. So 350 minus 322. 27,683. Next one is E minus D. 743 minus 27. 716, 217. So again, 743 minus 27,000 is 716. 217, and the last one, 10 million plus 716, 217 is 10, 716, 217. Let's do the next line. You should be trying these on your own, but again, it's okay to follow along with me if you're a rookie here. Interest payment, it says 3.5% of maturity value. Well, 3.5%, the maturity value is still 10 million. It's the amount we got to pay back at the end. 3.5% of 10 million is still 350. And in this class, this number will be the same every time. They call this fixed income investment because it's boring. It's the same every time unless there's some sort of bond redemption or something funny happens, which is more a matter for intermediate accounting class than intro. Interest expense, 3% of the preceding bond carrying amount. So 3% of 10,716, 217, 10,716, 217 times 0.03. That's the bond carrying amount. So it's 32148, we'll call it 7. 321,487. 350 minus 321,487. Oops, 321,487 is 28,513. 716 minus 28, 716, 217 minus 28,513. 687,704. And last 10 million plus E, 10,687,704. And we're looking for this number to get closer and closer to zero, and this number to get closer and closer to the bond carrying amount of, or not the bond carrying amount, the maturity amount of $10 million. And certainly that's happening here. So 3 lines we're worried about here. The first line we've already done the journal entry for, so we can check that yellow one off the list, and that's just this journal entry we did on April the 30th. So I'm going to scratch that one off. Again, don't you scratch this off on your own paper, but that's just for me to keep track. We've done it. The next relevant line is October 31st, 2029. We say, did any fiscal year end happen between April and October? The answer is no. And so given that, we can just take the whole line. And remember, each line here represents 6 months. So between April and October 31st, 2029, it's a 6-month period. So we just take 6 out of 6 of this line, and we just take the whole number. So our interest payment is $350,000. We credit cash for our interest payment, $350,000. We debit interest expense for the interest expense column, $322,317. And then the rest goes to premium. Now it's premium amortization. Our premium was a credit. We want to reduce it. So to reduce the premium, we debit it. And we debit it by the amount in the column, $27,683. And what you find is this does in fact balance, right? Our journal entry is a good journal entry. Now, the thing I want to point out here is we paid $350,000. This was an interest payment we made, but our interest expense is only $322,000. Why is that? Well, remember what we had said about the premium. The premium means we got $743,000 extra dollars, with a discount, we didn't get enough money. We had to make it up. We said, oh, there's extra interest expense over time. We said, this extra $743 we got, it's going to reduce our interest expense over time. And that's what we're showing here. Our interest expense, if we just took the cash value of the interest, it would have been $350. But we're saying, no, because I got that extra money up front, I'm going to reduce my interest cost over the life of this bond. And that's what we've done here. So even though we paid $350, we only recognize $322,000 of interest expense or interest cost. Last couple of entries here. Our next relevant date is the fiscal year end, December 31st, 2029. And that, of course, is 2 months later, October, so November, December. And so we're going to look at the next line down because we've done the blue line. We've already done a journal entry for October 31st. Boom, done. And now we're looking at the next line down. We're going, well, it's got November, December, January, February, March, April. That's the 6-month period, right? November, December, January, February, March, April. That's the 6 months ended April 30th, 2030. And we got to say, well, between October and December 31st, it's 2 months. So I'm going to take whatever's on this line, you highlight it pink, and I'm going to take 2/6. So our interest expense, 321,487 times 2/6 times 2 divided by 6, 107,162. 107,162. 107,162. That goes to interest expense. We're going to debit our premium for 28,513 times, again, 2/6 of it. 9,504. That goes to premium. Now, you can see looking at the journal entry above, we credited cash there, but we don't make a cash payment on December 31st. So we got to say how much interest is built up to our fiscal year and that hasn't been paid. And that goes to interest payable. And it's just 350 times 2/6, and it's 11,667. Now, we're in that situation, 116,667, where our journal entry doesn't quite work because this is 2 plus 4 is 6. It's 11,666. If you're off by $1, it's not the end of the world. It's just a funky rounding thing. This is actually 0.333, 0.333, and this is 0.666. It does work. It's just a funny thing that happens when you round to the dollar. Not the end of the world that we're off by $1 here. Okay, last one then. So that was December, on to April. April 30th, 2030. How many more months is that? And of course, it's 4 months because we're going to finish this line. We just did 2/6. Now we're going to do the last 4/6. So let's do it. Our interest expense, 321,487 times 4 divided by 6 is 214,325. 214,325 as our interest expense. Our premium, again, it's going to be 4/6 of 28,513 times 4 divided by 6, and I get 19,009. That goes to the premium. We're going to credit cash for the full amount, which was $350, because we don't pay them 4/6 of the cash we owe them. We got to pay them the full amount, and then we get rid of the interest payable. And there's another circumstance we might end up off by $1. I think we will. 116,667. If I add up my debits, 214,325 plus 19,009 plus 116,667. Yeah, you can see I'm off by $1. Not the end of the world. It's a rounding thing that's happened here. Okay, so at that point, we've done all the journal entries. We prepared our effective interest table. We've done 9-7A. If you made it all the way to the end with me, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. The next video in our series is right up here. And if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.